The nice thing about it was, otherwise it went really quickly, except for the incompetence. There weren't a lot of people there or anything like that, but when I had to get something confirmed on my last scooter, I went to AAA first, and they weren't authorized to do it. So you can do most things. You can do most things at AAA, but some things you can't.
You really can do stuff at AAA?
Oh yeah, I usually register my car I do my car registration at AAA.
Oh yes, Frank, it's seamless. You know, you walk in, they have places for you to sit, they have magazines for you to read, and I've never once seen a person of either sex pull candy out of their hoo-ha.
Yeah, see, because I just think of the AAA as you call when you say
go there.
You say choo-choo no go or whatever, you know, and they come and get you, you know, when you're stuck. You know?
No, a side benefit of the choo-choo no go company is that they are fabulous at DMV stuff.
Okay, and I can walk to it, but they can't inspect it.
Ever happy to be of service to Doria, my queen, I would gladly carry you there and help you do so.
I thought I was your queen. Wait a minute. I thought she was your king.
I can walk to AAA, but I needed to bring the bike to have them confirm this stuff. And it's a special circumstances, so AAA doesn't apply there.
Doria is my queen, but you are my queen.
Oh, thank you. As long as I have quotes around it, I appreciate it. Take care, Jeff. Big honkin' smooch. If you've had a DMV horror story that on a par with Doria's, or your own little brush with incompetence, give us a call at 866-305-6887. Doria, they're feeling your pain. I can feel it. I have a dear friend who moved east from Chicago, and she's a licensed psychiatrist, psychotherapist. And to get licensed in her new home state and where she'll be working, which is a different state, the bureaucracy she's dealing with is beyond of crazy making. I mean, it's just, yesterday she called and she said, one woman told me, you need 7 documents notarized. And she's like, 7? And so she said, all right. And so the other woman looked at her, she said, you don't need 7. She said, well, how many you need? She said, some. And she said, some? What does some mean? And she's like, I don't know, 3. And she's like, well, why does it say 7 on it? And she said, oh, you don't really need 7. It's like, well, which is it then? So she was telling me that she wanted to pull clumps of hair out. It was driving her crazy because it's like everyone's telling you a different story.
My last scooter had been unregistered for so long it wasn't even in the system at all. And so I had to prove that it wasn't stolen. And the only way you can do that is go to the California Highway Patrol. I had to go to the CHP. I couldn't do it anyplace else. I couldn't even go to a sheriff's department. I couldn't do anything. Couldn't do it at the DMV, couldn't do it at AAA. I had to go to the CHP, and that was really irritating. And the bike wasn't running, so I had to get a friend with a truck to drag the bike down to the CHP so they could confirm that it was not a stolen vehicle.
So it's like, hey, Punch, get over here. I need help. Yeah, that right?
Exactly. It was just, it's insane, some of the bureaucracy you have to go through.
Meanwhile, other times you're just like, you think there might be, like a little more bureaucracy might be a good thing, Like.
When, Frank?
Like letting people have babies. It's sort of, you might, something, you can't have babies. It's like, you're just tacky. I don't think.
I would not even want to go through the adoption.
Well, I don't mean adopt. I mean, if you make one of your own, I think you should have to ask. It's like, are we? No, I think you should show up and say, are we too stupid to have children? And somebody should say, no, but you're too ugly to have children. All right, well, I'm sorry. All right, thank you. No, that would be. I think that would be fair.
That would get rid of all the sexy, ugly people, Frank.
Yeah, no, I take that one back. And sometimes 2 real dogs can make a really cute kid too. All right, I take back ugly, but too stupid generally makes stupid, right? I mean, isn't that generally the way it goes? No. 2 uglies can make a cute.
Oh yeah.
But I don't think 2 stupid can make a smart.
No. Haven't you seen Idiocracy?
No, what's Idiocracy?
It was a movie that was released way back when.
Is it about the DMV?
No.
Way back when?
No, like 5 years ago.
Oh, not that long
That's
ago.
way back when for me. But
That's
pretty
true.
much.
Was it silent, or was it? Did it have? Oh, okay.
No, the whole premise of the movie was that it was all the idiot people kept having like 5 or 6 kids, and meanwhile, like the more intellectual would plan when they were having kids, so they would have like 1 or 2. So 1,000 years down the road, guess what? There were less smart people, and it was all idiots because there were 6, and they would just keep multiplying with each other. So pretty much, the Oscar-winning movie in that time was a picture of a guy's butt. You know what I'm saying? And he would just shake it, and everybody would laugh their asses off.
Make me giggle. Anyway, I'm the queen of the Idiocracy. Scott in Austin, you're on the Frank Show.
Good morning, Frank and Doria.
Good
I was
morning.
listening to Doria's story, and it makes me realize that Frank could enjoy a wonderful career at the California DMV.
Scott, want a piece of candy? Warmed it up in my own little oven for you.
Slightly used.
You've proven my point, Frank. Thank you.
There you go. I just bit right to the middle. The other half is still good. You'll like it. Try it.
You guys make my day.
Thank you. Oh, my God. What low standards. Thank you so much, Scott. You're very sweet. So, Doria, I'm glad you... Oh, wait, but I didn't figure... This is the thing. Did you get what you need?
Yes.
Oh, thank God. So the happy ending.
Well, yeah, but I still have to wait for the plates and everything to come to me.
Well, there's little cute little plates.
That'll be a couple of months. I have a temporary thing until June.
But you have those cute little Weensy plates?
Yes.
They're so cute. Do you have to say Doria? Did you get like a little personalized plate?
No, Frank.
Would be cute. You know, Evil One maybe would be a cute one for you. You know, it'd be kind of yay. You know, hooligan and spelled phonetically would work. I think would be lovely. Could be. There you go, Doria. How many letters are you allowed on a license plate that's for that? You're allowed 8
now
on
they're
a
like
regular.
Yeah, but I think
7 or 8.
I think you're allowed whatever you're allowed on a regular plate.
That would be good. So you could spell, yeah. Yeah. PP Islands.
No, BPN.
That's yesterday. Never mind. What's BPN?
Penis news.
Breaking Penis News. That would work for Doria.
Somebody in the Frank DeCARO Show fan page on Facebook, everybody should look for that and sign up for it.
Yes.
Somebody is complaining that I was talking too much. They're
On
not
the
accustomed
show?
to hearing me talk at all, and so therefore I am talking too much.
Wait, it's
And
not
they
the
thought
same person who
story-
says never let Greg speak. There's somebody else who I get that once in a while
I
too.
don't know,
Never let
but-
Greg speak. His accent, which I don't hear personally. No, I'm kidding.
Scratch my eyes out. Doria's story is boring.
Oh, sorry. You know what?
You know, that's it. Thank you. If you're bored, you're boring. That's the way it goes. Who wrote that?
It's somebody whose thing is Michael's Thought.
Oh, yeah, Michael's. Yeah. Well, that's his thought for the day.
He's mean.
You're mean. We don't.
No, and then he keeps going, still talking, zzz, and then there's an X at the end of it. I don't know what that means. Zzz.
X is when you die.
Still telling it. Now it's just disgusting with the waistband part. Waistband.
Wait, excuse me.
B-A-N.
The
Like
waistband.
ban the waist.
Okay. Wait, the waistband is the problem in the story?
And then
That was
please
my
make her stop.
That was my favorite part of the story. Was the waist? Oh, he
That's
doesn't
the
know what
best
he's talking
part. The whole point was to build up to the waistband.
B-A-N-T. Duh. Okay.
It's a band that goes around your waist. You're not banning something.
It's not banned in Boston. It's crazy. What do you say to Michael?
Michael
G?
Stutz, do me a favor. If you're listening, call us. We would love to
call
talk
us.
to you.
Call in and tell
don't
us we're
tweet.
boring.
Please, call us.
Yeah.
Tell us we're boring. We love that stuff. Come on.
Yeah, there's that. He won't call. James in Texas, you're on the Frank Show. James?
Hello?
Yes, you're on the show. Go ahead.
Yeah, her story is not so bad. I mean, I tried to get my license transferred from California to Texas, and then kind of find out something went wrong in California. Then they suspended my license because they found I was trying to get my CDL transferred to Texas. Then I said, okay, I'll just renew my license in Texas, and which I did. But then California said, if you ever come back over here to get your license renewed over here, you got to take a full driving test, a full written test on an automobile, 18-wheeler, and then turn back around and go through we want to put you through an FBI background check and a NCIC background check or something like that, just to get for me to re-get my license back in the state of California over there. That's what I was told by the DMV in California. And I mean, that's kind of crazy. You got to go through all that. There's no hazmat or nothing on the license. I don't know why I would have to go through all that. They never did answer that question.
And you didn't get any candy. That's really the worst part of it. There was no candy in that whole story. I feel terrible for him. Trucker Ken, you're on the Frank Show.
Hey, Frank, Doria, you know what the problem was?
What?
She knows who you are. She was putting her hands down her pants, hoping that you would join in and help her.
Oh!
Keeping you there longer. Had that been Frank would have been over the counter and down them pants head first.
Head first, I'd have gotten that candy before she did. I tell you, don't mess with me. I'd have gotten to the salt center of that one. I'll tell you. Eric in San Francisco, you're on the Frank Show.
So I need to know at the DMV, is it the Cuchamacallit? Is that the candy that they serve? Or Frank, is it, that's another question. Was Doria registering her cooch, or what was I didn't hear this whole story.
It was her, no.
Oh, not her cooter, her scooter.
Her scooter, yes, thank you. Yeah,
Scooter,
that was
scooter.
good.
I get it now.
You cracked yourself up for the first time in 8 years of calling the show.
So.
That's the first time you broke, okay? I have to say.
Well, because the other candy that I really love from the DMV is shit of honey.
Well, if she was a guy, it would have been hag nuts. No. Anyway, sorry. That's just dumb. All right, take care of yourself, because sometimes you feel like a nut and sometimes you don't. Maybe it was a Mounds. That's gross.
With
all right,
coconut.
but thank you. That's just yucky. Bye, Eric. Wait, one more call. Who's this one? Tim in Palm Bay. You're on the Frank Show.
Frank, hi. I don't think it was a problem with the DMV yesterday. I think Doria was just having flashbacks to you being in the studio live last week.
It could very well be. There was a little bit of candy eating
When
while
Frank
we were
leans back in the studio and shoves his hands down his pants, that's when I walk out the door.
That's the day she quits.
But you tried yesterday.
Oh, that's the way it goes. All right, Tim, take care. Barbara in Allentown, you're on the Frank Show.
Hi, Frank and Doria and everyone. How are you?
Good,
Hanging
thank
in
you.
there, Barbara.
After
We're
the
scared.
horror of the DMV, it was all right, yes.
I was going to say, well, I've had two different experiences in DMV, all always good. Actually, three. Kentucky, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey, always good. But I really wanted to say that movie Idiocracy, that could be most DMVs. It's a very, very scary movie. It's not about the DMV, but it's all crazy people. So.
I believe you know it's you, but you've had good experiences. What once in a while, you know, because we have License Express in New York, so you prance down to 34th Street and you hope for the best, you know. And they always tell you never go at the end of the month because everyone's forgotten all month, and then they're like, don't do that, and they're like, you know, when you go like 11 o'clock in the morning or 10 something after people are at work and just sneak in and sneak out. Supposedly that works, but.
You can't do that in Pennsylvania because your license expires the day after your birthday, no matter when. You have to go.
All right. But, bring candy, I think, is the answer. Barbara, big smooch.
Okay.
Bye, doll. Ed in Kentucky, you're on the Frank Show.
Yeah, Doria, at least she wasn't eating pistachios.
Boo! That's just cuckoo. When we return to the Frank Show, more fun here on Sirius XM OutQ 108. Doria, please fill this out in triplicate and then stand on that long line over there.
Your Friday nights are boring.
The Pop 10. Hey, I'm Lance Bass. This is the show you're going to listen to with your friends as you're getting ready to go out on the town. You're getting dressed, having a drink, the latest and greatest music, gossip, the celebrities, the 10 most popular things that's happened in pop culture of the week. It's so exciting.
Less boring, more awesome. The Pop 10.
With me, Lance Bass. Fridays at 10 p.m. East, 7 West on Sirius XM OutQ 108.
Have you ever wondered how you could make a difference in someone's life? What if you could help hundreds or even thousands of children? You might think it impossible, but it's within your reach. Right now, today, students in the U.S. rank 32nd in world math skills. It's time for our children to catch up. And you can help. Become an owner of one of the world's fastest growing franchises, Mathnasium. Mathnasium is the leading math-only learning center in the U.S. Its only purpose is to make our kids better at math. Imagine helping hundreds, even thousands of students in your community improve in school and raise their self-esteem, all while doing something you truly love. Call us at 800-600-9471 to learn more about Mathnasium's exciting franchise opportunities. That's 800-600-9471 to learn how you can make a difference. Doing something you truly love. That's 800-600-9471. 800-600-9471.
So, your small business is a couple of people who are always on the go. What kind of phone system do you get? Do what over 100,000 small businesses have done already. Sign up for Grasshopper and sound like a Fortune 500 company using just your cell phones. Get a toll-free number, record a greeting, and add extensions for everyone on your team. Calls are forwarded to you, and voicemails are emailed. Sign up at grasshopper.com. Grasshopper, the entrepreneur's phone system.
Between snack period and lunch.
Sometimes I stay in my room all day. I stuff myself with chocolate and make up stories.
Chew the Fat with Frank DeCARO at 866-305-OUTQ.
It's Frank DeCARO live in New York. Doria's live in L.A. Coming up next hour, Charles Bush is going to join us. He's starring in a brand new play that he's written called Judith of Bethulia. He's in a biblical epic, okay? And the tickets are going so fast to see him doing Judith of Bethulia that it's supposed to be just a scream. And I thank God I'm in the press. That's all I can say, because I'm going to see it and I can't wait. But we're going to chat about that and get a preview of it and hear why it's hot. So it's fun. And it does. The strange thing is it does not involve, no one in this entire biblical epic eats candy out of their pants. Okay. Which is kind of good. I think, actually. You know what else is kind of good? Is when you hear this noise.
You are gay.
And your caller number 103. You will get a copy of, 103, Greg. Get your dialing finger ready. You will get a copy of An Evening with Dolly. It's a DVD and CD combo pack. And it's compliments of the folks at Cracker Barrel. Okay, which I just went to for the first time. I'd never been to a Cracker Barrel, but when we went to pick up the dog, we went to Cracker Barrel. And so that was fun. And, but they sent a bunch of them over for me, which I'm very excited to be able to share with you because they're signed. They're signed by Dolly. Not by me, by Dolly. Okay, Dolly herself. Saint Dolly. Okay. So be caller number 103 at 866-305-6887. And oh boy, we'll have some fun. So we'll send that off to you. Now would be a good time to tell you, too, that you should follow us, as Doria mentioned before, on Twitter. I'm at Frank DeCARO Show. Doria is at Doria Biddle. Mr. Greg is at Mr. Greg Cupcake. And Nicole, she's at Nicole TBH. That's for the bonus hole. Nicole TBH. Follow her. And our Must-Hear TV guy, Jim Colucci, you can follow as well. And there's also, I think there's a serious OutQ one as well. There's lots of things to follow, and you'll be able to OutQ. Now you'll be able to keep abreast of all that's going on. And the OutQ one, Greg has been great about it. He's been telling you what's coming up next and turn it on right now. And oh boy, and and so you'll know to run to your radio or just not turn it off. It's good too. But so it's fun. Be caller number 103. Okay. And Doria,
why does he love these high numbers so much?
I don't know.
He just loves counting to 103.
I know. He takes his pants off once he gets to 21. So, sorry.
When you were little, did you like to try to count as high as you possibly could?
So please, the other day I was singing. Did we find that? I can talk numbers again. We found. Please, I was loving that. I was singing 100 bags or 89 bags of drugs on your schwanz. I was having a good time counting backwards with that. It was a thrill and a delight. I was so happy. Hey, we have our winner, Dave in Las Vegas.
Hey, Frank.
Shouldn't you be working 9 to 5? Shouldn't you be going 2 doors down? Shouldn't be. Shouldn't you? Oh, wait, there's got to be a third one. What could I have? Baby, I'm burning to tell you, you're winning a coat of many colors. No, you're not winning a coat of many colors. You're winning a copy of An Evening with Dolly. And it's signed by Dolly, hand-signed, DVD and CD combo back. Compliments of the folks at Cracker Barrel, which is the only place that's selling them. And so we'll send it off to you. Thank you for being our caller.
Thank you, too. That's great.
Yeah, now how long you listen to our show?
Probably about 4 years.
All right, that's good. So a glutton for punishment. We like that. All right, so hang on and we'll get all your information and we'll send it off to you and have fun in Vegas. Tell them hello for us because it's been a while since we've been there. Everybody loves Planet Vegas, so it's fun. So Doria.
Yes.
We said Twitter, but you have to like us on Facebook because we're always putting fun stuff up there. And people put things up there like Doria's talking. I hate that or something. They say stuff, and then I go in there and I say, eat my hole, and then or have a piece of candy out of my pants, and then that's how it happens. And so it's fun. We get to talk to each other all the while we're not on the air, which sadly is most of the day, or happily, depending on which end of the talking you're doing. So, Doria, I also want to tell people that they can get a copy for their mom. I think it's good for your mom for Mother's Day, the Dead Celebrity Cookbook. And you can get it at deadcelebritycookbook.com. It's my latest book. I'm very excited. And I just turned in the manuscript for the Dead Celebrity Cookbook, Musicians in Their Kitchens. That's the next volume that's coming. Very excited. It's got. Are
you going to make the same people who bought the first one buy the second one, or have they done their part?
They've done their part. They could. This one's going to have. See, the first two that come out that are coming this year are a little bit sort of condensed versions of the first book. They're the 24 of the recipes are pulled from there, and 12 are brand new. So they're for people who, they have to be completists. They should get all of them. But otherwise they would say, here, try this one because you're in a band. You'll like this, or, you like music, and you can give it as a cute little gift. And there's going to be one just about movie legends, and there's going to be 12 new ones in there as well. So there'll be sort of companion books to the first one. But then there's going to be a brand new one for Christmas. So that's the fun thing. There's going to be the Dead Celebrity Christmas Cookbook. So that's going to be with Barbara Streisand is not dead. Now
Barbra
stop.
Streisand's Cuban
May she rest in peace.
She does have a recipe that she has instant coffee ice cream, and you make.
How do you think my voice got like this?
It's the instant coffee ice cream, isn't it? Yeah, she mixes. It was instant coffee and milk, and you put it in ice cube trays, and then you mix it together. Doesn't sound creamy, That's why she sounded like that. It's true. We return to the Frank Show. More fun here on Sirius XM Out Q 108.
The NHL playoffs are on SiriusXM, and subscribers can hear every playoff game on the SiriusXM app and on SiriusXM.com.
Into the Crosby back and Quinn, he scores! Sidney Crosby!
To hear every exciting moment from the Stanley Cup playoffs on your smartphone, mobile device, and online, add SiriusXM Internet Radio to your existing subscription.
The Bruins are Stanley Cup champions!
Call 866-421-7474 or visit SiriusXM.com/Internet Radio and begin listening today.
Get the pass, letting Grandma. The bingo game is ready to roll.
Is your air conditioning working? Do your carpets need cleaning? Or maybe you're ready to have your house painted. Big or small, whatever your home improvement need, now it's easy to find the right home pro for your project. Log on to now.servicemagic.com. ServiceMagic is a free online resource with instant access to pre-screened remodelers, roofers, maids, and many other home contractors. Just go to now.servicemagic.com. ServiceMagic has a network of licensed contractors in hundreds of home improvement categories. If you need an electrician, plumber, architect, or any other home service, visit now.servicemagic.com. It's easy, and it's free, and it's the source to find neighbor-recommended contractors in your area. Now you can hire a pre-screened home pro with confidence. Go to now.servicemagic.com. It's quick, it's free, and there's no obligation. Go to now.servicemagic.com. That's now.servicemagic.com.
If you owe back taxes to the IRS, one company stands alone as the most trusted tax resolution firm in the nation, Tax Lifeboat. Tax Lifeboat's founder, Tom Evans.
Tax Lifeboat has a money-back guarantee and an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. We cut what some clients owe by up to 90%.
Call Tax Lifeboat now for your free consultation at 800-428-1195. That's 800-428-1195. Call Tax Lifeboat now at 800-428-1195.
No.
Born gay. Stupid by choice.
All that waddling around you do must have scrambled your brains.
It's the Frank DeCARO Show.
It scrambled my brains, but it's gotten certain things that have stuck. And one of them was the name of Tim Conway's character that Doria mentioned early on. The old man character is called the Old Man. So the people who called up and said his name is Mr. Tudball are wrong, because Mr. Tudball is Mr. Tudball. Mrs. Wiggins, I think. Look at that skirt. That skirt has got like a cat's under a blanket in that skirt going on there. What's going on there, Mr. Tudball? Okay, he was Mr. Tudball was Mr. Tudball, and the guy who walked around going, "Hi, Mr. Koala." It's genuine koala. That was the old man was the old man. And dwarf is dwarf. So that's kind of the way it would go. So it's sad. It's the reason I can't remember people's names who I've slept with or met or loved. So that's why I can't pick my husband out of a lineup. Yeah, that's what it is. Because I sit around and go, it's not Mr. Tudball. Mr. Tudball was the one who talked like this. So he would do that. So anyway, it's pretty sad. I didn't realize he was Swedish, though, Doria. Did you know that Mr. Tudball was Swedish? I thought he always sounded kind of Italian.
No, I thought he was Swedish.
Mrs. Wiggins. Mrs. Wiggins. So, but, yeah. And someone also said, was it Mrs. Wiggins? Was it Mr. Tidwell? Was it Mr. Tudball? So it's like, no, it's not. Okay? That's another way it goes.
Wasn't he Japanese?
Thank you. No, that's someone else. So, yeah.
Taikutsu!
That was it. It was a fun thing. I have to say, I do like, I do have a Tim Conway weakness. I do. I think he's pretty funny. He's not dead. Now stop that. He's born in 1933. He's dead. He's not dead. I'm sorry, not dead. Not dead. You're not dead. So anyway, Miss Biddle, coming up next hour, Charles Bush is going to join us with his new show, Judith of Bethulia. So that will be fun, and we'll chat about that later on. Unscreened is coming up. And are the pills working to get you over your DMV horror, Doria? Are you feeling a little better now?
No, I got over it as soon as I started being amused by it. I mean, I can't tell you. I texted the sheriff when I went in the second time, and I said, okay, now I'm at the counter, and there may be carnage. And he didn't know what I meant by that, and wrote back, what? And I said, I'm cranky, very cranky. But then I went through this crazy woman, and I just was so wildly amused. I was in a great mood for the rest of the day.
See, all because that woman keeps candy in her pants. That's right. Yeah. It's all once you've tasted dulce de gunt, that's it. You giggle and she keeps her wallet in there.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Who wants to go there?
That's terrible. That's crazy.
Inspector? I can't even say
She's
it.
a gunt inspector.
Is there a gunt inspector in the DMV?
Let's hope not. That's awful. I'm scared. So, anyway, coming up next hour, I told you what's going on. That'll be fun. Now would be a good time. You go, you buy a copy of the Dead Celebrity Cookbook. You do a little Facebooking. You say, oh, I'm going to like them on Facebook. You follow us on Twitter. Do all that right now. Get it done with. And then when we come back, we'll have some more fun here on The Frank Show. The news is coming up next. Give it a listen. There will be a quiz, I've heard. And that's that. So we love you a lot. We'll be back in a moment. I'm going to go drain the lizard. Talk to you in a few.
GBT radio station. This is Sirius XM OutQ 108.
Also on the Sirius XM app for smartphones.
From the OutQ newsroom, I'm Jorge Olivats with these gay community headlines. The White House says President Barack Obama does not plan to issue a ban on discrimination against gay federal contractors sought by gay rights groups. The decision disappoints a constituency that has been an important source of support for him. White House Press Secretary Jay Carney says Obama is committed to gay rights and would support legislation that would protect gay, bisexual, and transgender employees of federal contractors. But he says the administration has shelved the executive order idea for now.
While it is not our usual practice to discuss executive orders that may or may not be under consideration, we do not expect that an EO on LGBT non-discrimination for federal contractors will be issued at this time.
Gay rights groups say that Congress won't act to pass such a law and that the White House should step in with an executive order. Carney denies the White House is trying to avoid a politically sensitive issue in this election year. Meanwhile, a lesbian Democratic strategist and CNN commentator sparked quite the war of words on Wednesday after criticizing Republican presidential hopeful Mitt Romney's wife for being a stay-at-home mom. Hillary Rosen was among three guests on CNN's AC360 talking about the so-called war on women. Both sides of the political aisle are arguing that the other is neglecting to focus on female unemployment rates as part of the election. But Rosen says the issue is ultimately costing the GOP and Romney the female vote, since he's relying on an unlikely advisor, his wife.
What you have is Mitt Romney running around the country saying, well, you know, my wife tells me that what women really care about are economic issues. And when I listen to my wife, that's what I'm hearing. Guess what? His wife has actually never worked a day in her life.
And Romney quickly took to Twitter to defend herself, saying she made a choice to stay home and raise 5 boys, adding that for her, it was hard work. Even Democrats lashed out at Rosen for her remarks, with President Obama's senior advisor calling them inappropriate and offensive. Rosen, a single mother of twin boys, apologized Thursday to Mrs. Romney and anyone else offended by her poorly chosen words. She said in a statement that she was merely criticizing the former Massachusetts governor's poor record on the plight of women's financial struggles. You're listening to OutQ News. A Los Angeles gay rights group says Manhattan Beach police were wrong to release to the media the names and photos of 18 men arrested in an undercover gay sexting last week. The LA Gay and Lesbian Center tells the Los Angeles Times that the release of the information could lead to public humiliation, and one of the arrestees attempted suicide after results of the sting were made public. Various local media published the identifying information. Last week, gay media watchdog GLAAD criticized the CBS-owned station in LA for posting the suspect's mugshots on its website. The sting occurred after lifeguards told police the Marine Avenue Beach bathroom was popular for sexual encounters. Undercover officers posing as men seeking sex arrested the men, who were booked for investigation of offenses ranging from lewd conduct to indecent exposure. City Attorney Roxanne Diaz says that police commonly release identifying information of arrestees. And New York's Long Island is about to become home to the first gay-focused PTA group in the nation. The Long Island LGBT Parent-Teacher Student Association is forming with the goal of providing a safer environment for gay youth and to include gay history in the curriculum. The group will approve its charter and elect officers from both Nassau and Suffolk counties at its inaugural meeting on April 19th. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/OutQNews. Jorge Olivares, OutQ News.
When you're ready to build a new commercial building, you have a lot of important factors to consider. But what if you could make one decision that assures superior performance in every aspect of your new facility? With Butler Manufacturing, you can. Building design possibilities, they're virtually unlimited. Butler Building Solutions can accommodate almost any building size and shape while creating large areas of column-free space inside. And on the outside, you can choose any combination of exterior finishes to create the perfect image for your organization. When you add the efficiency and long-term performance of a Butler building system, there's simply no better option for delivering outstanding bottom-line value. It's just what you'd expect from the industry leader. Imagine the building possibilities. Then call Butler at 1-855-BUILD-11. That's 1-855-BUILD-11. Or visit butlermfg.com.
Brace yourself for pop culture at warp speed.
Everywhere else in town, you get fluffy for free.
It's the Frank DeCARO Show, featuring Doria Biddle, live from New York and Los Angeles.
Got 1 minute, you're touching yourself. The next, there you have it. You're back on the air. It's a frightening go-round, I'll tell you. It's Frank DeCARO live in New York City. Doria Biddle's live in Los Angeles. Mr. Greg is bringing us together now to you via the magic of satellite radio. Sirius XM OutQ 108. Miss Biddle, yes, we have another hour to spend. Then one more after that.
Hours.
I know. One more and then one more. I like to think it in small, like little goals, you know? I think it's easier to think that I have 1 more hour and then 1 more hour. Because, like, oh, God, we have 2 hours. It sounds like, oof. Oof, we're not having a gun contest. I'm sorry. You're making me sorry I mentioned the G word.
I love that word.
I know.
It's clean, though.
It is.
It's clean
Mostly.
and it's filthy at the same time.
Like dulce de cunt. Same
like
thing.
A frontal
It's
orb.
delicious and frightening. Yeah. Well, isn't the technical, like, don't nurses call it, like, an apron? Isn't that what it's called?
They call it a frontal orb.
A frontal orb? No, you made... If you're a guy, you hope you have 2 frontal orbs, you know, just down there, and whoop, you have 3. Good for you. Anyway. Malted's for everyone.
We're not getting dirty. Stop it.
So, Doria, Charles Bush is coming up this hour with Judith of Bethulia, his brand new show. We've got movie reviews to share with people. But I think now would be a good time to tell people that we're having Frank and Doria's Satellite Cinema this month, and it's our on-the-air movie club, and we all watch the same movie that month, and mine is on its way. Mine might actually be on my desk when I get upstairs later on. And Doria, what is it? What is it? It's not. Don't.
I took it.
No, stop that. It's not a copy of Country Strong. Doria, what's the movie we're watching this month?
We're watching A Place in the Sun, starring Elizabeth Taylor, Montgomery Clift, and Shelley Winters. It's from 1951, and it's directed by George Stevens. And it's a wonderful, wonderful movie.
I thought it was about a picnic. I thought he said it was 8 plates in the sun. I got all excited. I thought, we're having company. It was like 8 plates in the sun. That's not it. It's a place in the sun.
Yes, it is, Frank.
Okay, I'm teasing. And so that will be a fun thing. I'm excited about watching it. I hate to be enthusiastic about anything, but I'm excited.
About anything?
So about it. Well, no, I you don't want to get too worked up or anything, but it's like, but I think this movie will be good.
You might pop a gun.
Stop it! Do not sing.
I just posted a picture of the candy, not the actual candy, but the kind of candy the lady at the DMV was eating. If you're curious,
I do want to see.
Now, if you need to know more
what's
about
the brand name
the lady
of it?
at the DMV, they're called caramel creams or bullseyes.
Oh, that sounds good.
And it's Getz's, GOETZE''S.
Sounds good. I think I want one.
I don't know if that was the brand she had, but this is exactly the kind of candy. Oh my God!
Look for.
They're the kind of thing that your grand aunt would have in a little dish on her coffee table and would offer it to you, and you'd be like, seriously, that's not candy.
So, does it have waistband marks on it at all, Doria, each one, or no?
Oh, my God, if you could have seen that half a candy. Once she took it out of her mouth, I was so upset.
Did it pull or not? Was it like the way taffy pulls? It's just she was able to bite the whole thing off?
Bite right through, and then took it out and had 2 halves of the candy, 1 half chewed, in her hand.
She just didn't like the candy, and that's the way it went?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not a happy thing. But in the hand, after she took the candy, and where did she put the piece of candy that she took out of her mouth?
She was holding it for a very long time, but then she told me, this is going to take a while, go sit down, and I ran. And so that may be, because I don't think she had it in her hand when I went back.
It was under her gun. It really was. She's keeping it warm, just the right temperature for the nougat to be crisp, but not too. It shouldn't break a cap on it, but it should taste nice. I'm scared of your story. I really am, and I say that as someone who likes, candy and and holding my stomach. I like all those things, but it's like I don't think you should do it at the same time. I think that's a little spooky. It's a little creepy. So Doria. Our guest is coming right up. So we're not going to wait another moment. We're going to get right to him. When we return to the Frank Show, the delicious and lovely Mr. Charles Bush is going to join us, telling us about his latest play, Judith of Bethulia, here on Sirius XM OutQ 108, the Frank Show.
One of the world's most celebrated sopranos, the incomparable Renee Fleming, in a celebratory Sirius XM Town Hall event.
I really have an innate musical curiosity, and I love to sing new works.
Subscribers ask questions as our very own Bob Edwards moderates. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern, from the Sirius XM Town Hall series, Renee Fleming, exclusively on Symphony Hall, Channel 76.
Hello?
Hi, is this Steve Bostic, president of Right Size Smoothies?
Yes, are you calling about the free 2-week trial?
Well, so I already got the free trial. In fact, I've lost a ton of weight with your smoothies.
Wow, that's great news.
But now I have a problem I never thought I'd have. I can't stop losing weight, but I don't want to stop drinking your smoothies. I love them.
Well, here's one thing you can do. Only drink 1 smoothie a day. That way you won't cut as many calories. And if you ever need to lose weight again, you can always drink more smoothies.
With delicious right-size smoothies, you'll love losing weight. So to get you started, we're offering anyone who calls today a free 2-week trial of our powerful weight loss smoothies. You can even get free shipping. Call 1-800-358-6788. Try right-size smoothies free for 2 full weeks, and we'll also send you our best-selling blender bottle absolutely free. Call 1-800-358-6788. Ask how you can even get free shipping. That's 1-800-358-6788. 1-800-358-6788.
Boyd Brothers Transportation credits its outstanding driving force for being named one of the nation's top 20 carriers to drive for in 2011 and 2012, and voted the #1 carrier in 2010 by the Truckload Carriers Association. Company drivers and owner-operators at Boyd Brothers are given outstanding opportunities to succeed. Expanded hiring areas are now open, so if you're interested in driving for an award-winning company that truly puts drivers first, apply at driveforboyd.com or call 800-543-8923 today.
Because sequins are always correct.
You can wear such simple things, can't you?
It's the backless glamour of the Frank DeCARO Show, live from New York and Los Angeles.
Yes, it's Frank DeCARO live in New York City. Doria Biddle is live in Los Angeles. And joining me in the New York studio is the writer and star of a brand new show called Judith of Bethulia. Did I say that right? Bethulia.
It always sounds like you have a lisp. Judith of Bethulia.
Judith of Bethulia. It's like Brenda Blethyn. It always sounds that way, too. Charles Bush is here with us, one of our favorite people, period. Okay? Just one of our favorite people. And it's always a thrill to have you here. And boy, have we heard good things about Judith of Bethulia. Despite the lisp.
Yeah, well, it's we're just doing 24 performances. It's a very, very limited run, and I do these things occasionally. Show business, it has its rewards, but it can also be rather ugly, as you very well know, Frank. And anyway, it's just once in a while, about every year now, I just get this great need to just put on a play just for the pure joy of it, and we just kind of sell it out through Facebook, basically. And so it's just lovely. We actually haven't even had any critics come because it's just kind of fun.
Is this how The Divine Sister began, which was a long run?
Yes, and that didn't have an agenda. It wasn't. We just did it for those 24 performances. So happened, then we transferred it. But that's not really the point. The point is just to give and receive love, Frank. Isn't that the most important thing, really, in life?
And to write yourself, I would hope, one of the plumbest roles of your career, yes?
Oh, it's a fabulous part. Well, I play all these, I write myself these female parts, those in your audience who don't know who the hell I am.
Gotta know who Charles Bush is.
Anyway, the last few parts I played have been the mother superior of a convent or, the mother of grown children. And I thought, well, I'm still ambulatory. I should write myself a nice, big, glamorous, sexy part. And it's kind of, the whole play is kind of like Mae West in a Cecil B. DeMille epic. That's basically it. Yeah. So it's the story of Judith from the Bible, who saved her people from the Assyrians by chopping the head off the evil general, and she was a beautiful widow. Said in the Bible, of course, in my version, she was a cheap dame who marries well, and she's reviled by. At one point, I'd say, I'm reviled by my own people as a vulgar bathhouse girl from the left bank of the River Jordan. So I've kind of shifted things to suit my needs.
Well, good. I can't wait. Now, how did you decide that this was sort of a biblical epic kind of thing is the way to go for you? What made you think this was fun?
Well, I get a different idea every day, and I wanted to do this little play just for fun. And we do them at a great place called Theater for the New City, which is way down on First Avenue and 10th Street, and it's a fantastic place. They have several different theaters, and it's a great place for young people who are getting started, who can just have total freedom, or older people who want to do something just for the fun of it. It's a great space. Anyway, so I called up Crystal Field, who runs the place for all these 40 years, and just asked her if she had something available for the month of April, and she said yes. And I said, well, I'll write a play to suit the booking. And at first I thought I would do kind of How the West Was Won. I thought that'd be kind of fun to be an old dowager in 1905 whose grandchildren have all gone soft. And she tells a story about how she and her husband settled this grand country. But, buckskin is hard to come by these days. So then I ditched that one for later. And then I thought, the Bible, it's full of big, female characters, and Ruth and Esther and Judith, it seemed like a lot of fun.
Now, did you know about Judith before? Or did you have to go and research her?
I'm not a big research person, although Google, of course, now is just the greatest thing
it's
ever.
heaven.
Because I've always hated libraries, and I never quite understand about librarians. So, when you read biographies, and they always, in the acknowledgments, say, and I just owe everything to the wonderful ladies at the, Blechman Archive, in Cincinnati. And all my life, librarians have been so mean to me.
So why would they do that?
Well, because I'm dithering. And it takes me a long time to explain what I'm looking for, and they're very impatient.
I like an archive more than a library. I like if you're looking at personal effects and ephemera and stuff. Because we went to, there's a place in L.A. called the One Archive. Have you heard of this? I was looking through Charles Pierce's photo albums.
Oh,
I
I'd love to
nearly
see that. Is
died.
it where is that? In what city?
In Los Angeles. Out near UCLA.
Yeah, of course, everything would
No,
be...
USC.
USC, I'm sorry.
It's by
Yeah,
USC.
he lived out there, yes, of course.
So anyway, but I got to see the Katharine Hepburn outfit and they had stuff on mannequins in the back that wasn't really on display, but they took us back there and we got to poke around. And they have every copy of After Dark, which really warmed my heart. It was stuff like that made me.
After Dark was just my greatest dream was to be in After Dark, and I started my career really after it ended. Yeah.
Oh, so there was no overlap with Vampire Lesbians in any with
No.
that being around.
I mean, I don't know the exact dates, but didn't After Dark end about 1984? Maybe
Yeah, it was early. Yeah,
maybe 86. But those last 2 years, it really was not the same thing.
No, but we grew up reading that. I mean, it was.
Oh yeah.
Ads for places. You're like, oh, look at this. You know,
oh, yeah,
what's going on
and
here?
And the jean ads where the salesman would just be in boots and.
That would be it. Yeah.
I love After Dark. Yeah. There are people who have the whole. Everyone bound, by year in leather.
I love that. Yeah. Well, they'll do anything in leather, that, Charles. We're talking to Charles Bush. He is the star and the creator of a new show playing at the Theater for the New City called Judith of Bethulia. That everyone, the demi-monde is a Twitter over this. Everyone's just, oh my God.
What are you saying about my audience? Saying they're all hookers?
No. There's just some probably, but there's
many.
No, but when you do this, I mean, everyone is just you have those moments of this is why we spend all this money on rent, so I can see things like this. I mean, that's you want to be in New York so you can see these things that feel so
special
very
nights.
good. Had you done a character like her before? Had you done a biblical thing?
No, but I've played cheap dames before.
Well, yes,
yeah. Usually most parts I play, it's a cheap dame who's reinvented herself and has illusions of being a great lady.
Who else is playing with you this time out?
Oh, I got great people. Mary Testa.
Love Mary Testa.
Has been nominated, I think, twice for Tony Awards, and she's just great. Never worked with her before. And
she was just on Two Broke Girls. She played a Hasidic woman. Well, of all things, yes.
Of all things, an Italian girl.
Italian girl playing a Hasidic woman, yeah.
And did you remember when Whoopi Goldberg had her sitcom?
Yeah, she was great on that.
She was great. I loved that show. I thought that was such an unfairly dismissed show. And a wonderful musical comedy lady, Jen Cody, is in it, who's been in a lot of different Broadway shows, and she's just hysterically funny. And then just a lot of wonderful actors who've been. I've worked with just about everybody before, and that's when I put these shows together, a big element is who would just be fun to hang out with. Because, at Theater for New City, it's kind of a funky environment. We're kind of stuck in one tiny little dressing room like a bunch of strippers.
And now, is that where Divine Sisters started, or was that a different place? Yeah, that was a wonderful place.
I've had this relationship there since 1982. In fact, the very first play of mine that was ever done was at Theater for New City when I was completely unknown, and Crystal just, was intrigued by me. And every year I do my Christmas show, which we do one performance of Times Square Angel there for about 25 years. So it's a wonderful relationship when you have that. And I just can call her up and say, give me a couple weeks.
And I'm sure she's as tickled to get the call as you are to
she's so enthusiastic.
Yeah, I know, because it's stuff.
Well, we filled up the theater.
Of course, because everyone's like, "Oh my God, we have to go see it, something new," and feel like you're in there at the ground floor just in case it does transfer to something. Well, we saw it when it was was private, no one knew about it, and it's always a fun way to.
We do have a waiting list that somehow. It's kind of loose over there, as far as seating. Extra seats are put in. So even though we were sold out before we opened, because it's a tiny theater. This ain't the Winter Garden. It's a tiny little theater. But we do a waiting list, and people everybody gets in.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Now, didn't you say that they were apoplectic the other night? That everyone was kind of they had gone over. The audience went nuts.
It's a scary thing sometimes when an audience can get too rambunctious, and particularly there'll be that one guy who's got the big, horrible, huge laugh, and then you get worried that sometimes it can kill the audience because people are when a funny line comes, that crazy guy is going to make the big sound, and it could kill it. And then the other thing that's dangerous is and when I was the first 5 years of my career, when I would get a really just fantastic audience that's just screaming at every line, it can bring out the worst in you, and you can really start really mugging and going just so over the top that it just gets a little vulgaire. And it took me a while to sort of figure that it's more like being a bronco buster or something on the rodeo, that you have to keep in control and hold on, and it's even funnier for the audience if you pull back a little bit. Don't just basically jack off for them.
Well, there's audience for that in these villages.
And I love that, and I appreciate it, and I'd be the first one to be there. We have actually, I've always believed in gratuitous male nudity.
Perfect.
Yeah.
What do you got in this one, in Judith?
Well, I have two just gorgeous bodybuilder fellows who carry me in on my litter.
Okay.
And Dave August and Larry Bullock, and they're just gorgeous, and wearing these little G-strings, and they carry me in, and then I tell them they can park the litter, and then they're sort of seated throughout my scene in these G-strings, and they move their leg 1 inch too much in the wrong direction, they will be arrested, and worse than that, still focus from my my scene.
Yeah, that's true. You don't want them to pull focus with groinal region exposure. Definitely not.
I always have to keep a look. Look at those guys. Okay. Cross your legs, dear.
Because sometimes you don't know if the fella is out, but if the boys are out, sometimes you don't always know.
Many years ago, Maxwell Caulfield, so gorgeous, was in this play called Salonika at the Public Theater, and he was in the cast was this great actress Elizabeth Wilson, just brilliant actress.
She's great.
And the last 20 minutes of the play, his character died, and he was completely nude, and she it was almost like the Pietà. She had to cradle him in her arms and bathe him. It was a weird play. Well, I mean, she could have just had a big X across her face, as brilliant as she was. Because, that audience, there was a lot of single men in that audience, and we were all just examining every inch of his body. I know Maxwell Caulfield's body better than any lover I've ever had.
I remember going to see Jude Law was nude in, what was it called, Indiscretions, I think it was. He took a bath, and it was like, well, that sold an awful lot of tickets. That sold even more tickets than
got me there, babe.
Yeah, it's true. I remember we saw Nicole Kidman was naked in the Blue Room or something like that. We went to that, but it wasn't quite the same. It was too tastefully done. That's Jude Law taking a bath, right front and center in the bright light. Yeah,
it was a little cruel though, him in the water. Some of the effects it had on his performance.
These things happen. What can you say? Well, I think that'll be fun. Do you have great costumes in this one, as always?
Gorgeous costumes, and what was really fun for me this time around, I wear these big jeweled headdresses throughout the play, and my friend Kathy Carr, who's done my wigs for my whole career. We made the headdresses ourselves, and it actually took me longer to make the headdresses than to write the play. and they're so beautiful. And I'm kind of a crafts, fine arts person. But do
you have a hot glue gun with your name on it?
Oh man! This is it's just been. I'm obsessed with the hot glue gun. You should see what we've done and all the jewelry I made myself, and so it was kind of fun. I always write them and act them, but this time it was fun to actually do sort of crafts work and make these big headdresses.
Was it the original Vampire Lesbians that had sort of toys and ephemera, and not toys but stuff sort of applicate all,
yes,
or was it Psycho Beach?
No, you're
was
right.
That one?
Well, actually, both of them.
Both.
No, I've been working for several decades with a really extraordinary artist, Brian Whitehill, who's done the sets and graphics for all of my plays, particularly the genre parodies. He didn't do some of my realistic stuff like Allerger's Wife, but he did everything since Vampire Lesbians. And he's so witty, and so his sets always have their own laughs in them, and hidden CBs in the set, and different things. And he did the set for this as well. And yes, when we did Vampire Lesbians of Sodom off Broadway, he created this proscenium arch that if your eyes were if you're drunk or something, it just looked like this very gilded 19th century arch, but if you look closely, there are all sorts of weird household items and crutches and things stuck on. So he always does some interesting thing. And I'm surprisingly rather literal minded. And when I write the plays, I see them in these very realistic sets, and then when he comes up with these ideas that are so bizarre, and I never quite get it. Like with the Divine Sister, it was supposed to be taking place in a Catholic school, and a big prop was the statue of the Virgin Mary. And I remember seeing this ironing board with some stuff attached to it. I thought, what the hell's that? And it was explained that's the Virgin Mary statue, and I just didn't get it. And then eventually I realized, exactly the way, when the light hits it, it was this great illusion.
Oh, that's really funny.
Yeah, he's just very, very
It's good to be surrounded by people that do make you go, what? That make you scratch your head.
Yeah, but really, after 30 years, I'm still scratching my head.
We're talking to Charles Busch. He's starring in the newest play he's written called Judith of Bethulia, and it's playing at the Theater for the New City, and it's sold out. But you can find out about it and go on Facebook. And do you immediately start writing something else, or do you take a moment to breathe? Or
I'm really happiest when I'm writing. I really am. When I have a play that's not successful and gets kind of ripped apart by critics,
always fun. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it takes me a couple weeks to rebound. I get kind of at first I'm sort of bitter and I don't know what they want. I don't know what they want from me, and full of self-pity. And it really doesn't last more than 2 weeks. I get some new fantasy, new idea.
And you can't. I was going to say, and you can't really go by some of them because it's. Some of the plays that have not I've enjoyed some of the plays that have not done quite as well, as much or more. They're.
Well, it sort of depends. Things that no play. It's the rare play that gets universally panned, or movie either. There's always somebody who actually liked it. And the frustrating thing, of course, is when you get the rave reviews from the Hartford Courant, or which is lovely paper, but it's not going to really help your play in New York.
Yeah.
And then the New York Times doesn't care for it too much. But you think if the guy from the Hartford Courant had wrote for the New York Times, we'd be big hit and all have summer homes.
Right.
Or it's the opposite. I've gotten rave reviews in the Times, but then the Philadelphia Stringer paper hated it. So it's just the way it is, and you can't. You just have to just keep throwing things out there and not let it. It's good to be resilient. There are some people who aren't resilient, and they get so discouraged, and that's the end of them.
Yeah.
But I think for all of my sorrows, I think I actually am a glass half full kind of person, and just always get some new idea and bounce back.
No, that's what they said. That's the best way to be, I think, when you're a creative person, is realize that the well's not going to run dry. There's lots and lots of water in there, and you'll keep finding new stuff. But it's like now that I go to stuff, often I'll go to shows before they open. Now, when I read some of the reviews, I'm just like, what the hell were you at? It's like, I don't know what you saw, but it wasn't what I saw.
Well, listen, the critics are people who have their own likes and dislikes, or
they justify
things that they respond to. I mean, some people have a more intellectual approach, and that's what they like, and they don't care for a real kind of just a big brassy show, or vice versa. And just what are you gonna do?
Yeah, you just have to go to your thing and
just keep doing it.
Just go to the thing. If it sounds good, go.
Yes, it's wonderful. Listen, I really admire people who go see the movie or the play just that intrigues them, and they're not so swept up by what a critic's reaction is. I can't say I'm that way. I tend to go see what the critics tell me to.
I try and just go. That's why I try and go to stuff before it opens, because then you just go. You really do have an unbiased.
It's great when people do that. I mean, thank God for them. The way you should be, really.
Yeah, I do feel the thing. Conversely, the thing I never understand is like people go to the movies and they're like, "What's this one about?" It's like, how can you go to the movies and not know what you're going?
Yes, and then they get all very worked up over something that turns out to be kind of dirty. When honey, did you look at the title's got hole in it or something?
You should be careful. You go see unless there's a W in front of it, don't go see a whole movie. That's true. Charles Busch, thank you so much for being here. The new play is called Judith of Bethulia.
What a way to go. Thank you, Frank.
You go to the whole place, and that's what happens. We just open the door for you.
My place is very bawdy. Very bawdy.
Good. So wait, so where do we see the Theater for the New City, but where can we find it on Facebook and stuff?
Judith of Bethulia on Stage. That's the
Okay.
Facebook page. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll put the link on my Facebook fan page.
Oh, good.
And I'm going to come and see your show. I'm very excited.
Okay.
And when does it run until?
It's very short run, just through April 28th.
Okay, I'm so there.
Okay.
How many performances a week?
Not too many. 5 shows a week. I'm not working too hard.
That's I think with writing all day and doing that and doing that's plenty hard enough. So thanks for being here. It's always a pleasure to see you. And Judith of Bethulia continues at the Theater for the New City. You're listening to The Frank Show on Sirius XM Out Q108. And remember, Charles told you, if your movie has the word hole in the title, be prudent and maybe don't go in unless you're
Don't bring your
person.
mother.
It's true.
Headlines you won't hear anywhere else.
A 3-judge panel of the Ninth Circuit U.S. Court of Appeals ruled that Proposition 8, California's voter-approved ban on same-sex marriage, violates the federal Constitution.
When I sign this bill, we will say Washington State's no longer engaged in discrimination when it comes to same-sex couples.
The nation's largest LGBT broadcast news service. Stories that affect you. At the top of every hour, only on Sirius XM OutQ 108.
We're here to mourn pizza.
No more deep dish.
We were inseparable in college. Me, hungry and short on cash. You, greasy and bready. We played dominoes in your papa's hut together.
Oh, it's so cheesy.
We've always had a soft spot for you.
In our bellies.
Over your pizza quota for the month? Come into P.F. Chang's for your favorites like Chang's Spicy Chicken. It's one of 20 new lunch combos all under $10, including your choice of soup or salad. Enjoy the unexpected. Lunch at P.F. Chang's.
If you drive for a living, you don't get paid to stop or wait in line. Keep your wheels moving with pre-pass. Bypass weigh stations. Fly by port of entry facilities. Stay moving at highway speed while the guy without pre-pass waits in line. Save time, save money. Call 888-599-PASS to try pre-pass free. That's 888-599-PASS.
End the IRS nightmare now. Call the experts at the Tax Debt Relief Center for your free consultation. Find out how the Tax Debt Relief Center can help you settle back taxes, help you with penalties and interest, help release liens, stop levies and seizure, and end embarrassing wage garnishments. If you have $15,000 or more in tax debt, call us now. Call 800-719-8132 for your free consultation. That's 800-719-8132. Call now. 800-719-8132.
Because we know what you boys really like to do in the dark.
Don't let anything interfere with your selfish pleasure. Just go to the movie. All right, I will.
Here's the latest big screen news on the Frank DeCARO Show on OutQ.
Yes. Many new movies have opened. We're excited about this. Let's take a peeky at what's open. Okay, so have you seen the posters with the cabin that's got a Rubik's Cube on it? Well, Doria's giddy over this. I think she's very eager to see The Cabin in the Woods. Is this true?
Yes.
Yes.
Joss Whedon.
True.
Of Buffy fame.
Yes. So Tom Long, who's very popular at the Detroit News, they said, if you like nutty energy, wacky ideas, crisp dialogue, and scary, bloody, gory, grotesque, and twisted movies, you'll love the Frank DeCARO Show. No, he says, man, are you going to have a blast this weekend? That's good. Nutty energy, wacky ideas, crisp dialogue, scary, bloody, gory, grotesque, and twisted movies. We're in. That sounds good. Then Colin Covert from the Minneapolis Star-Tribune says, mind blown, hair on fire. Seeing The Cabin in the Woods sets a new personal benchmark for fiendishly creative takes on genre entertainment. So Colin Covert liked it a whole lot. Good for him. Meanwhile, there's Rex Reed from the New York Observer, and he says an entire row of what they call fanboys at the screening I attended laughed all their way through the movie, although I failed to see anything remotely amusing. This is Rex Reed for the New York Observer, over and out.
That's when you realize you sound like an old fart.
Oh, man. What they call fanboys. So, anyway, Rex.
I didn't think it was so funny.
Yeah, that was Rex.
Target demographic was in hysterics.
Yeah. I like Rex. I really do. I used to always love reading him. He was an influence on my choice to want to be a journalist and everything. But it's just
his reviews are universally bad, though. I mean, and I'm not saying
you mean all
he gets
pans,
bad.
or?
No, I mean they're poorly written. I just think he, as a reviewer, is terrible.
He's so fun and so gay. It's just hysterical.
Not fun. Just like bitchy
I
and
failed to
queenie.
see anything even remotely amusing. Okay, I think that's really funny. So he was the inspiration.
You can't read him as a reviewer and get any pertinent information whatsoever.
Bitchy old queen. Now, remember I told you we had him in one of the Oscar specials we did when we were on the Daily Show, and we had him on. We had him on that episode in that installment, and we had B. Arthur, and so he read the script and was like, "I don't really see what's funny about this," and B. Arthur was like, "This is hilarious," and I was like, "Well." We were like, we're happy because B thinks it's funny, and we don't really care that you don't think it's funny. Please just read the lines. So it was pretty silly. So, but B was when B. Arthur tells you something you've written is funny, you're just like, I love you, B. So meanwhile, the next movie that's open today is The Three Stooges. Okay, and Peter
Son of a bitch.
Thank you. Yes, the sequel. Peter DeBruge from Variety, talking about The Three Stooges, says, leave it to a sibling comedy duo to recognize the potential for brotherly love amid the Three Stooges' slap-happy antics, adding a welcome, heartwarming dynamic to the gang's signature eye-poking, head-knocking routine. So, yeah, people are liking this movie. Owen Gleiberman from the Entertainment Weekly says, it's an enchantingly well-done tribute that revives and even refreshes our affection for the Stooges, yet at its core, it lacks the completely and totally unhinged shock of the new. All right, whatever. And then Peter Howell from the Toronto Star says, The Three Stooges is moronic, stupid, idiotic entertainment for knuckleheads. Now, that's a rave, I would think, right?
I would think so.
Moronic, stupid, idiotic for knuckleheads. Because knuckleheads are who like The Three
Run,
Stooges.
don't walk, Frank.
I'm there. I really want to see it. I think it seems really good. The Three Stooges. It looks like fun.
Do you think you'll see it this weekend?
No. I got to write. I'm not doing anything until my books are done. I'll be starting again in June. That's when I'll have fun again. So, but anyway, and then the other comedy...
You're not even going to go see Cabin in the Woods, Frank?
No.
I can't wait to see it. My friend Maura's coming out tonight. She got rid of her children for the weekend.
No, the children don't screw it up somehow.
Oh, my God. If she does, I'll have a fit. I will spit food.
She will.
Yeah, she's escaping her family, and we're either going to go see it tonight or tomorrow morning.
Well, good bully for you. I hope it works.
Wait.
Good. I hope it works out, and then you get to go, because our kids will probably, you have a toothache. I can't go, Mommy. And then you don't get to do anything fun.
No, our kids are going camping with their father to a cabin in the woods.
No. That would be terrible. What if it turns out, what if it looks like...
Fingers crossed.
You're so mean. What if it turns out that the cabin is a Rubik's Cube, Doria, and they're all twisted around? That'll be crazy.
Her kids will figure it out in 30 seconds.
Oh, they're real smart.
They're scary.
They'll find their way home.
They are Village of the Damned, scary bright. They just sit and look at you, and it's unnerving, and they're brilliant. They give me the heebie-jeebies.
Just take them out in the woods and leave them there. So Doria, the other movie that opened, the other comedy was a comedy called Bully. It's open. Oh, wait, it's not a comedy. I'm sorry. A documentary as vivid as any horror film, as heartbreaking as any Oscar-worthy drama, according to Richard Corliss of the Time magazine. The other, another review of Bully, Ronnie Scheib from Variety says, it follows over the course of a year 5 sobering case histories of unrelenting schoolyard persecution. And then Barbara Vandenberg from the Arizona Republic says, heartbreaking as these stories are, Bully is too narrow in scope to be anything approaching definitive. Most notably absent from the film are the bullies themselves.
Which I think is the most interesting part. I don't understand wanting to explore purely from the victim's perspective.
Yeah, I kind of thought they would interview kids who were bullies and ask them, why the hell are you such an asshole?
Or showing them and making bullies face what they've done to people, the damage that they do, something. I mean, that's where the victims come in and are interesting. But just hearing victim story after victim story after victim story is not interesting to me.
And yet, I wonder. I'm wondering. I kind of want to see it, but then I thought, what if I sit around and get all like weepy and melancholic, and then I grab you all weekend and stuff. I'm a little nervous about going to see it, but
double up on the meds.
Yeah, I have to. You know what I want to see though? I was watching a little clip of it last night. It's apropos of absolutely nothing. Do you ever see the movie Food of the Gods with Ida Lupino? The big rats. No. Marjo Gortner's in it. Rats, giant mice, rats. They just come and eat your head. The giant insects and things attack people, and the Ida Lupino she hears peaches knocked over in the kitchen. She's like, oh, what the hell's going on? I put peaches in the jar and now they fell off the shelf. And she goes in and they're giant like larvae and they attack her arm and she's bleeding all over the place. Oh, it was funny. It was funny. Oh, I was watching it on YouTube last night. I was like, look at what's happening to you. Your peaches have larvae in it, and it's real big. So it was fun. Yeah. So Greg, it was like each one was as big as like a one of those round pillows that you sleep with when you're on a divan. Those round sort of bolster pillows.
So it was like Gunt size?
Stop that. Anyway, it was just a naughty thing. Hey, Doria, they're showing commercials for Chimpanzee. That new movie that's coming April 20th?
Yes. It's a Disney movie, and Jane Goodall is involved. And
yep. Yeah, that wasn't a monkey.
And we're going to have Jane Goodall on the show. It's this Monday, isn't it?
I think so. And she's going to translate what the monkey's saying here. Because I'm hearing, I can't work this way. I'm going to be back in my trailer. Somebody get me a latte. That's what I hear with that monkey. But I don't know, but she'll know.
I can't believe we have Jane Goodall. I couldn't be more excited about this.
I know. I thought. Where are you?
Stop it.
Yes.
Should I wear my Country Strong shirt to show my
Monkey
support for
Strong?
Her?
Monkey Strong is what
I don't have a Monkey Strong shirt.
Well, go get one.
I have 2 Tim Tebow shirts. That's my
That's
allowance.
your wardrobe.
That's my allowance.
He's half
for
a
the
monkey.
rest
That
of the
one
month.
too. Yeah, it's like that.
That's a custom job.
I'm excited about that, though. I think it will be very fun. You were surprised that I was as into Jane Goodall as you were. I was beside myself. I was like, Jane Goodall is coming? It's like, I love her. I love her. Not as much as you, but nobody likes her as much as you. So, you have to, right? I mean, you're
I'm
crazy.
sure lots of people like her as much as I do.
But didn't you worship her?
Oh, my God, I absolutely adored her. I got to write a little piece about her for Teen Magazine when I worked there.
Do you ever find any of your clips from there?
I'm sure they're lying around somewhere.
Look for them. I want to find out about. I want to hear when you would do the advice to people with bad skin or whatever it was.
No, I didn't do advice to people with bad skin. I mean, some of them had bad skin, but they were asking for other kinds of advice.
Like what? Like. I'm at the DMV, and this broad is eating candy. What do I do? Laugh. Go ahead. It's funny. Oh, look. It's true. Jane Goodall picking a nit off of someone who looks like me without a shirt. Look at you. He's cute. He's eating a banana and stuff. Anyway, that's not... And he's putting his hands in his pants now. Dory, this video is amazing. It's really... Wait. Okay. He just told her to go stand on a different line. That's the way it goes. It's crazy. So are you excited that this new show, Girls, is getting rave reviews, Doria? They're loving this show, Girls.
I can't wait to see it. I believe it starts this week.
Yeah, this Sunday.
Or is it next week?
No, this Sunday, 10:30 on HBO. It's a new show called Girls, and it's they said it's instead of the review that I read today talked about how they do nod to Sex and the City, but they say that was. 4 women who sort of, if their love lives were shambles, they were wrapped in the trappings of success. And they said this is about the failure of relationships wrapped in the trappings of failure of career and being caught in, volunteer jobs and other stupid internships and other things. And the
Doria Biddle story.
There, if you have it. So it was failure wrapped in failure, but they're saying that the voice is really, the voice of the show is very likable and very original and very fresh. What's his name? So,
the NBC4 guy, I always forget, his daughter is in that movie. The big guy who does the Rock Center at night, I forget, the news guy.
Brian Williams?
Yeah, his daughter was in that.
I had no idea. So, yeah, they're saying, so in the inaugural episodes of Girls and also Veep, which also people are liking a lot, which is Veep is the one with Julia Louis-Dreyfus as the vice president.
I've just seen that little clip of it where I think they tell her that the president is ailing or something, and I just love her so much. Her facial expression is playing with incredible excitement and happiness, and also sort of wanting to, the president is ailing. It just is very funny. I can't wait to see that one.
So let's be good. But the HBO is doing an interesting thing. They're making the pilot episodes of each of them available to people who don't subscribe to HBO. They're going to put it on like HBO.com, YouTube, Dailymotion, TV.com, and other places where you can get free on-demand stuff. And they said that you'll be able to download Veep on iTunes, and Girls as well. Girls debuts on Sunday at 10:30, as I was saying, and then April 16th to May 14th, you'll be able to get it even if you're a non-subscriber, that episode. And then Veep premieres April 22nd at 10 p.m., and that'll be available from April 23rd to May 1st. So you have a little bit of an opportunity to catch up on the, to get a taste of those and see if you like them, which is kind of a fun idea. And, to letting people sample, I guess they used to do, in the old days, you'd say, it's free HBO weekend or something like that. But this way, since people download so much, it's kind of a good way to get people to try it. The other thing that we have in TV news that's interesting is Logo is having a casting call for the 5th season of RuPaul's Drag Race. And that's going to be on the air early 2013.
Beverly Smith.
Beverly Smith could have her moment. It's true. So they're asking...
Beverly Smith already has it wrapped up. This isn't for air. Oh, wait, are we on the air?
No, don't worry about it. So they're asking, are you a glamazon? Do you have what it takes to work it on the main stage? And so this Logo is looking for all drag superstar hopefuls to audition via video. And then you can go on Facebook.com/RuPaul's Drag Race. And it's now through the 18th, so you got to get cracking. And then beginning April 18th, fans can watch the submissions and vote for their favorites until May 2nd. And apparently the top queen that fans vote for will join the cast for the 5th season. And then they are going to announce the winner of the polling that fans can vote on in June. And it'll be fun. So people will watch that. Since considering that's the only thing gay that's going to be on Logo anymore, you might as well really dig that and take part. What's the matter? Is all hell life falling apart? Beverly Smith didn't get a spot?
I just got an email. Beverly Smith was just dropped.
Okay.
What?
She has a big mouth.
Beverly got voted off the island for talking about it on the show. I hate when that happens. Poor Beverly Smith. She's a wonderful drag queen, Beverly Smith.
There was a strict gag order.
They were too threatened.
They were. She's like, no, she doesn't
There was
have
a gag order in effect. You couldn't talk about it.
Oh, please, like Beverly Smith still has a gag reflex. Please, that's crazy. She does not.
Yes, she does.
She does not.
Yes, she does.
Oh, she could go down on a 4-poster bed. She could at the same time. Yeah, she could. She's a
She can go down to the Waffle House.
No, I don't think so. That's just dirty. Beverly Smith's hungry. We're all a little hungry, aren't we, Greg? Just a little teeny bit. Have you been watching RuPaul's Drag Race?
No.
No, me either. I'm mad at Logo. Well, we're not gay anymore. Suck my balls. I'm not gay anymore.
I wanted to try because I think Willem is very funny, and so I wanted to try to watch for that, but it just bores me.
Didn't he get the heave-ho, though? I was reading something
Yeah,
where
I
he got the
think he
heave-ho.
did. Yeah, I follow him on Twitter. He said he got the heave-ho.
I hate that. Say hi. What'd you do? Well, they told me to go suck balls. You don't want that. That's terrible. Terrible. Don't want to be asked to leave anywhere. Say, get out of here. Take your toys and go home. You don't want anyone to say that. Well, when we return to the Frank Show, we will chit, we'll chat, we'll tell you lots of good stuff. We'll remind you about Movie Club, many other things here on Sirius XM OutQ108. But start thinking, because next hour we go unscreened here. Oh yeah, that's it, MF. It's true. Here on Sirius XM OutQ108, the Frank Show.
South Beach Comedy Fest, Chicago Just for Laughs Festival, Montreal Just for Laughs Festival, Boston Comedy Festival, Aspen Laugh Festival, Ventura Comedy Festival, South by Southwest Music and Comedy Festival, Telluride Comedy Festival, Women in Comedy Festival, Moon Tower Festival, San Francisco Sketch Fest, Laughing Skulls Festival, and anywhere else people gather in the name of comedy. SiriusXM's Raw Dog is there to bring you fresh, exclusive comedy that no one else can. Raw Dog, comedy uncensored, SiriusXM 99.
Miami, 1959. Ike Evans built a resort where the wealthy came to play.
You built a palace. Now it's time to be king.
He made it the hottest spot in the country. But when business costs this much,
Do we occasionally bend the letter of the law? Absolutely.
everyone pays a price.
What do you want? About half? I want the rest. No. What did you say? The Miramars. We are talking about my survival, my family.
The beautiful life is about to get ugly.
We killed the wrong girl last night. That's why God made extra bullets.
Magic City. New episodes Fridays at 10 Eastern and Pacific on Starz. Now, experience the magnificence of Magic City with the classic Cadillac sweepstakes. Imagine tail fins, white wall tires, and shiny chrome. Go to MagicCitySweeps.starz.com to see this dream car and enter for a chance to win. No purchase necessary. Ends June 4th, 2012. For official rules, visit MagicCitySweeps.starz.com.